What's up, guys? Today on People Now, Prince Charles diagnosed with coronavirus. What does this mean for the rest of the senior royal family?
Bachelor star Colton Underwood gets real about his sexuality in a brand new memoir.
Who is the funny one?
J-Lo and A-Rod making us all laugh and swoon, doing a couples challenge.
Plus, Jenna Dewan opens up about life at home with her newborn baby boy in a People exclusive.
And a magician giving us all amazing content on Facebook while we are stuck at home.
That and more, all today on People Now. Hey everyone, welcome to People Now. Happy Wednesday. I'm Andrea Boehlke. I'm here in Wisconsin. I'm all out of my sister's clothes, so this is my mom's shirt. So shout out Linda Boehlke, looking like a safari girl here.
Yeah, Linda.
Jeremy, New York.
Linda is the wardrobe consultant, which is super nice. Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Parsons here in New York, and yeah, things are a little different now. There were some new declarations yesterday about quarantine, things like that, so feels a little different. But for our family, me and my wife are still moving forward with Tiger King on Netflix, and mind-blowing as always, so we're loving that.
Well, glad you're staying busy, Jeremy, and staying safe and healthy. We have a lot to get to today, starting off on a somber note.
Prince Charles has tested positive for coronavirus, but he's in good health. In a statement issued to People early Wednesday, a Clarence House spokesperson confirmed the diagnosis, explaining Charles has continued working from home as he displays mild symptoms. The spokesperson also confirms that his wife Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall, has been tested and does not have the virus.
The statement continues, confirming that Charles and Camilla are now self-isolating at home in Scotland. But there's one question all royal watchers will be asking. What does this mean for his mother, Queen Elizabeth? Well, according to Buckingham Palace, Her Majesty the Queen remains in good health. The palace adds that the Queen last saw Prince Charles briefly on March 12th, and she is following all the, quote, appropriate advice with regard to her welfare.
Prince Charles is the first member of the British royal family to be diagnosed with coronavirus, though several others have spoken out about the pandemic. Charles' son and heir Prince William shared a personal video message via Instagram amid the coronavirus crisis last week. He said, quote, "Whenever and wherever adversity strikes, the people of the UK have a unique ability to pull together." Of course, we wish Prince Charles a speedy recovery, and we will continue to update you as more news becomes available.
This week's People Cover story is focusing on the kindness and courageousness being shown across the country amid coronavirus. The disease may have forced people into isolation, but it has found a way to bring Americans closer together than ever. Many celebrities have announced massive donations in this trying time, like Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson and his pop star wife Sierra, who gave 1 million meals to Seattle-based organization Food Lifeline.
Rihanna gave $5 million through her Clara Lionel Foundation to nonprofits helping in the crisis, while NBA star Kevin Love gave $100,000 through his foundation to support the Cleveland Cavaliers arena staff after the season was suspended. Now, after the Tonight Show suspended production, host Jimmy Fallon joined all the other parents who are working from home. He's been hosting many episodes alongside his daughters to benefit various charities.
And it's not just celebrities stepping up to make a difference. When California's stay-at-home order went into effect, San Jose pizzeria owner Diana Valor says she and her husband Al thought about all of the elderly people living alone with no family nearby. So they decided to help, offering to deliver free medium pizzas to anyone over 70 who is shut in at home. Since their Facebook offer went viral, Tony and Alba's Pizza and Pasta has delivered hundreds of pizzas, and donations have allowed them to add a free salad as well.
Yeah, even kids are getting in on spreading kindness. This Cousins crew, Annabelle, Danica, Madeline, Olivia, and Cameron from Massachusetts, are all staying home together while school isn't in session, and they've been writing and sending letters to cheer up hospice patients. Really sweet and thoughtful.
For more on those helping others and how you can help as well, check out this week's issue of People.
In this week's issue of People, former Bachelor Colton Underwood is giving an update on how he's doing after being diagnosed with the coronavirus. He tells us that he's doing okay while bedridden at girlfriend Cassie Randolph's California home. He adds, quote, "I still feel like I only have access to 20% of my lungs, so that's been hard. I just want people to know that it can happen to anyone."
Also in the exclusive interview, Colton opens up about how he once questioned his sexuality. In his upcoming memoir entitled The First Time, Colton reveals how the bullying he faced as a child over his sexuality still affects him today. He tells people he's done hiding who he really is, and reveals that when rumors of his sexuality began to spread around school, it was, quote, "one of those things where you hear something so often, you start to believe it."
In high school, Colton found the pressures to party and chase girls suffocating and would think, quote, "I don't want to have sex with girls. I guess that means I'm gay." Colton started putting all of his energy into football to avoid uncomfortable situations. In 2014, he signed with the San Diego Chargers, where he was able to open up to his teammates about his virginity.
After dating Olympic gymnast Alec Raceman for a year, Colton signed on to do The Bachelorette, but was eventually eliminated. Good thing, because he went on to become The Bachelor and found love with Cassie. He does reveal that as they explored life as a couple, he struggled with his old insecurities, but that he now talks them through with her.
Colton also reveals that the couple briefly split in August of 2019. He tells us in part, it was a mutual breakup, but then 48 hours later, we were both like, I miss you. He adds, I don't want to have my life without Cassie.
I really like them together. I think they're very cute. And on if the former Bachelor is still a virgin, he says with a smile, if you have a sex life, you typically never talk about it. People can interpret that however they want. You know what? If he wants to keep that a secret, you go for it, Colton. Totally fine. All right, well, if you're a people reader, you're probably familiar with the Stories to Make You Smile page. It's in every issue, and it's all centered around people doing great things or staying positive in the face of tough times. And we want to bring a little of that positivity into our show, too. Like this story. Not only are people showing kindness to each other while in isolation, but they are also sending much-deserved gratitude towards healthcare workers all around the world who are on the front lines of the fight against coronavirus. Take a look at this.
Thank you! Thank you! Thank you to our healthcare workers!
Crises like this tend to bring out the best and worst in humanity. Like me, I'm sure you have been touched by the videos of people applauding health workers from their balconies. This amazing spirit of human solidarity must become even more infectious than the virus itself. Although we may have to be physically apart from each other for a while, we can come together in ways we never have before. We're all in this together, and we can only succeed together.
Bindi Irwin and Chandler Powell tied the knot. The couple said their I do's on Wednesday at the Australia Zoo, and the newly married couple announced the news on Instagram, revealing they decided not to have guests at the wedding due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Bindi explains in her post that they had to change everything after a year of planning in order to keep their friends and family safe. But don't worry, it sounds like she'll be sharing more pictures and videos from the private event soon enough so everyone can feel like they were there.
She finished off the caption by taking her fans through her big day. She wrote, Mom helped me get ready, Robert walked me down the aisle, Chandler became my husband, and together we lit a candle in Dad's memory. We shared tears and smiles and love. She added that they all live at the Australia Zoo together, so thankfully they could be there for each other. She ended her post saying, quote, to everyone reading this, stay safe, social distance, and remember, love wins.
The couple got engaged on July 24th last year on Bindi's 21st birthday after 6 years of dating. They'd been planning a big celebration for their I do's in April, but canceled just weeks before their big day due to the outbreak of the virus. Well, one celebrity couple is using their time at home to get down to the truths of their relationship. Take a look at this.
Who initiated the first kiss? Who apologizes first after a fight? Who is the funny one?
While home in self-isolation, Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez weren't afraid to point fingers at one another, literally. They took part in the TikTok craze Couples Challenge, answering questions about each other with their eyes closed. And spoiler alert, they didn't agree on very much. This was actually pretty shocking, Jeremy.
It was funny, really cute too. In the video, the couple are sitting on an outdoor couch in their backyard. They're waiting for someone behind the camera to prompt them with these hard-hitting questions. While they agree that Jennifer was the one to initiate their first kiss, they disagree on the questions that followed, like who's the funniest, who's most patient, who's grumpier in the morning, who's more stubborn, messier, and who is the bigger baby when they're sick. For each of those questions, they pointed to each other.
And when asked who's the first to apologize and who's the most romantic, they pointed to themselves. But they did agree that J-Lo takes the most time getting ready in the morning, spends the most money, and is the better cook. I'm surprised how many they actually got wrong. I felt like they got way more wrong than right, but it was super adorable and cute. If you and your wife did this, Jeremy, would you agree on most things or would you have a lot of differences?
we will not be doing this.
Come on.
No, you know what? We would know. We would know not only, we would know the truth, and we would also know what the other person would say, even if it isn't quite right. So that's where we would be at. But again, we will not be doing it.
Can't wait to see you tomorrow. All right.
All right, guys, Jenna Dewan is opening up about her baby boy Callum and life at home exclusively to us in this week's issue of People. Jenna's saying that Callum's birth was actually very relaxing and that he was born while soothing music played in the background, specifically the Davy Prayer. It's a 20-minute Sanskrit prayer conducive to relaxation. Jenna explains, quote, "It's a very peaceful song and my go-to for if I'm ever anxious or nervous." I guess it works.
And now that we're all at home during the coronavirus, Jenna says her family has been hunkered down for weeks. She and her fiance, Steve Kazee, have been spending, quote, "quality time with her new baby, so not much of that has changed. The difference is we're not having any visitors." The new parents are also at home with Jenna's 6-year-old daughter, Everly, who she shares with her ex-husband, Channing Tatum. So how is Jenna handling having a newborn amid the coronavirus outbreak? She tells us she is, quote, "choosing to look at the positives and enjoy the simple quality family time we're all getting."
First-time fathers Steve Kazee and big sister Everly are embracing their new roles. Jenna saying, quote, "Everly always wants to hold Callum. She's been so excited and very loving. She keeps asking me when she can share a room with him." In February, Steve surprised Jenna with a proposal during her baby shower. She tells People, quote, "I had no idea." He started singing the song, and at the end he said, "Will you marry me?" All my closest friends were there. It was such a special moment. The couple has not yet set a wedding date and doesn't plan to anytime soon, especially with what's happening in the world now. Jenna explains, quote, "We'll get there when we get there, but right now we're just enjoying our new life of parenthood and soaking up this gorgeous newborn."
All right, stay with us. We get a dose of virtual magic from America's Got Talent winner and magician Matt Franco. Plus, Priyanka Chopra Jonas is dishing on some of her favorite fashion to InStyle's Laura Brown.
All right, Kobe Bryant's friend, collaborator, and writing partner, Wesley King, remembers being nervous about entering Bryant's LA office years ago, but was quickly reassured when the man himself immediately went for a hug. King tells us in this week's issue of People that Kobe, quote, "stood up, gave me a side hug, and said, 'Are you ready?' That was the start of a 4-year creative partnership and a friendship."
The pair collaborated on the 2019 best-selling young adult novel Training Camp, and now the second book in their sports fantasy, the Wizenard series. Season 1 is out March 31st.
King says the pair spent hours on the phone working together on multiple calls and, quote, 5,000 text messages. Kobe texted more than anyone in history, many of them emoticons. That's what he said. According to King, Kobe called at obscene hours because he cared so deeply about the vision.
And according to King, Kobe would say, quote, "If one kid picks this book up and finds the faith in himself to persevere, we did our job." He really was focused on changing kids' lives and empowering the next generation of young athletes, especially females.
King adds, quote, "He had a universal belief in the good of humanity and an unbridled enthusiasm for what we were doing. Our calls always ended with him saying, 'Let's get back to work. Let's make magic.'" He says, "I'll miss that most of all." You can tell they had a really special bond and that the work that they did continues to impact people today.
Since Scarlett Johansson and Colin Jost announced their engagement in May of 2019, we've been patiently awaiting their future wedding. The couple dated for 2 years before getting engaged, and even though no wedding date has been set just yet, Scarlett is definitely excited for the big day, and so are we. And this week's People, she tells us her 5-year-old daughter Rose from a previous marriage will be the flower girl, and with a name like that, it's a perfect fit. And the proud mom says she's looking forward to seeing Rose in her flower girl dress. In the issue, Scarlett also reveals how incredibly proud she is of her brother Hunter. Although they're twins, Scarlett has always looked up to him and says that, quote, "If there is a truly altruistic person I know in my life, it's my brother." Growing up, Scarlett and Hunter's grandmother instilled a desire to work together for the greater good and to support their community. Scarlett says her brother reminds her to be a better person all of the time. Love that. Hunter even made it his life's work to help others. He founded Solar Responders, which aids first responders after natural disasters and other emergencies. And the Johansson twins actually work together with Solar Responders to help equip first responders with renewable energy sources. Very cool.
All right, with social distancing in full effect, we are obviously turning to a lot of binge watching. What is on TV, helping us pass the time. And to help you decide what to binge, we've come up with a bit of a list of series to help kind of ride the situation out from home.
Yes, a couple shows I would recommend if you haven't watched them yet are Love is Blind and The Circle. So these two shows have one major thing in common. The contestants never see each other face to face until the very end. And seeing that we all have to be confined to ourselves here seems a little eerily similar to what we're going through. Take a look at this.
The pods are now open.
Yeah, so that's a clip from Love is Blind. It's all about singles looking for love in the pods. Jeremy, we're obviously really obsessed with this series. And it's kind of what dating is right now in this very moment. So it's kind of interesting to watch it. Yeah, watch the whole series to see if this experiment actually works out.
On social media, you can be anyone.
Let the games begin.
And say anything.
Okay, let me think.
So who would you be if $100,000 was on the line? Welcome to The Circle.
So on The Circle, contestants move into the same apartment building and use profiles on social media to interact and to try to win $100,000. It's very intriguing. Kind of what we're doing minus the $100,000, right?
If only there were that much money at the end of this. So a reality show that I'm loving right now is Alone on Hulu. This one's been out for a while. It's a series that I don't know how we just discovered it and have been completely binging through the whole thing. Basically the survivalist series where regular people with varying degrees of skills are plopped into the wilderness. They only have a few items. They have to document their survival. These people are building cabins. They are building traps to catch food. They're building instruments. I mean, I would be gone probably in 3 days. As soon as I had to eat like a sea slug, forget it, I'm out. But these people are lasting 50, 60 plus days. There's several seasons, like 6 seasons, so you can watch a lot. Really cool series, and there's a huge cash prize at the end of that as well.
Something happened to me. I was on my honeymoon in 1945.
I distinctly heard the barn refer to us as Sassenachs.
I hope you didn't take offense. It only means Englishman, or at worst, Outlander.
A word to the wise, be careful after dark.
The world just spun out of control.
Claire?
I know it doesn't make any sense, but I seem to have fallen through time.
Another show you can check out, this one's a bit intense. I've started watching Outlander with my family while in isolation. It's a historical drama series based on the novels by the same name, in which the main character time travels. Just a word of caution here, it can be very graphic and intense, so don't watch with kids or anyone that gets a little queasy with blood and everything. But very intense series if you're looking for that.
I was born on Earth. I was the richest man on several planets by the age of 74. The first time I died, I was 99. New technology transferred my consciousness to a new body. For 263 years, I sleeved into new bodies, living on in perfect health. But last night, at the age of 365, I died again. Today, I hired someone to solve my murder.
All right, so my wife and I are absolutely loving Altered Carbon on Netflix. Season 2 recently dropped. There was like a 2-year break between, so it's been a long time. But basically, if you're not up to speed, this is a world in which humans have figured out how to upload their consciousness to different bodies. They call them sleeves. It makes for so many twists and turns. There's this deep-seated love story at the center of the whole thing. We're loving it. You should check it out. Anthony Mackie stars this season, and he does an incredible job. So Altered Carbon, Season 2.
Killing Eve is another action-filled series to watch that's on BBC America or on Hulu. This British spy thriller was created by Emmy and Golden Globe winner Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who we love, and it stars Sandra Oh, who's the first woman of Asian descent to win 2 Golden Globe Awards. Season 3 is set to air next month, so there's still time to catch up.
You and I could partner up. You know the business, and I know the chemistry.
All right, I know there's some people who are really late to the Breaking Bad game. This is your time for some of the best TV viewing of your entire life. Lucky you, you've waited till now. You can get through the whole series, several seasons of that, the original series, and then the spinoffs, Better Call Saul and El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. These are definitely going to take up some time, and you are going to love it.
My name is Alfred. I had another name.
Ladies, I have to let you go. It's the law now.
They needed to do it this way. All the bank accounts and the jobs all at the same time. Can you imagine the airports otherwise?
Another one of my favorites, The Handmaid's Tale, also very intense. It's a series based on the 1985 novel of the same name by Margaret Atwood. So all 3 seasons can be found on Hulu. You can follow June's emotional journey as she navigates a dystopian society. Definitely worth watching. Also weird in these times because there's a lot of rules in society. We don't really know what's going on. So it's another one of those trippy series that you can watch into that.
this whole thing of like, parallel world, what's society gonna be? And then we can't go without saying this, the one that you turned me on to, Tiger King.
Tiger King.
Unbelievable.
It is a wild journey. It's about the underbelly of the big cat world. All these people that have these big cats, which I didn't even know that some of these people out there have, 300 tigers? And there's a murder mystery. There's a lot of weird twists and turns. It's so good. I'm only 3 episodes in, but I can't wait to watch more.
It's got sprinkles of sister wives. It's got all kinds of stuff as the layers unfold. You're definitely going to want to check that one out. These are just some of the many options you can watch while you're staying at home. Happy binging, everybody.
The show must go on. Line. Get it? The show must go online.
Oh, it's a joke. I got it.
You got jokes. America's Got Talent winner magician Matt Franco is taking to Facebook Live to perform free shows for Magic fans everywhere. He spoke with Jennifer Lopez, where she wanted to know whether or not Matt was worried about fans picking up on and figuring out his secrets. Take a look.
I'm broadcasting from my kitchen, so the only thing they're going to pick up on is, how messy it is on any given day, or how much my cat decides he wants attention during the show.
This is a fun way to get to know Matt and take a break from everything and enjoy some fun entertainment. Matt has a sneak peek of what to expect during his live show.
Do you have a card in the deck that you like? I can't have you physically pick a card, but I can have you name a card.
Okay, do you want me to say it out loud or think it in my head?
Well, do you have it in mind? Get it in your head first before you go ahead and say anything. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yes. It's in my head.
All right, let me see. So you haven't said it out loud yet?
I have not.
Okay. I've got a pretty good idea of where we're going to go with this, but let's just see. All right, what do you got?
2 of hearts.
Okay. That's crazy. Now, I didn't tell you to say that.
Nope.
Right? Watch everything, because the deck is right here on the table. And of course, you'll notice the top card of the deck.
Oh my gosh, Matt. Just like that.
Isn't that crazy?
It's pretty incredible. Forget the Facebook Live, though. You just need to sit here and entertain me all day.
How did you do that?
How did you do that? That's the question.
I don't even know. It's crazy. If you take the 2 and you rub it like this, it actually changes. So it's a good thing you said it while you did, because it's not even a 2 anymore. You know why? Because the 2's in my pocket, and I don't even have a pocket, so that's kind of weird also. But the thing is, with the 2 of hearts, you have to be careful with it, because if you put it right here on the table and you ripple, it actually just goes. So that's why you have to be very careful with the 2 of hearts.
Clearly.
And Jillian, I'll tell you, one of the... Sorry.
You okay?
Sorry, I didn't even mean for that to happen. It just came right out of me.
Dirty Laundry with InStyle's editor-in-chief Laura Brown gives us the story behind celebs and their favorite items of clothing and accessories, in case you're wondering.
Brown's good friend Priyanka Chopra Jonas reveals why a leather jacket and an Hermes Birkin bag are her go-tos. Take a look.
Fashion, my dear girl. What does it mean to you?
Well, I think that for every girl, especially when I was growing up, fashion was such a big part of what I wanted to be. And I think it takes time. Now that I'm in my early 30s, I've kind of figured out what's worked for me. And I think I spent my 20s trying to figure that out. So fashion, I think you've got to try different things. I've always tried different things. Some work, some don't work at all. But it's fun to try.
Okay, what was the first thing you wore, if it was in a red carpet or in your life or something where you felt in style?
I was invited by a guy to go to the junior prom. I couldn't afford dresses because that was not supposed to be my year to go to the prom.
Right.
So the first time I felt in style was when I went to Macy's, picked up a dress, and promptly returned it the next day. You said it was dirty laundry.
Have you stolen any clothes? From a set or from your mother?
No, never from
Or
set.
from Macy's?
Never from set. But yeah, when I was a teenager, I may have forgotten that it was in my bag when I walked out of a store.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was on my back the next day I was in school.
Those risky. What was it? Was it a print?
I don't know, just clothes. I mean, t-shirts and stuff. Till, of course, I was living with my aunt that time, and she found out and got really, really livid, and I wasn't allowed to do it again. I don't think I was a kleptomaniac, but I think...
You're just a maniac.
Yeah, I think so. So the answer to that is yes, I have stolen clothes. Crap.
I hope you learned your lesson. So what did you bring to launder today?
Right, so there are a few interesting things. I mean, I'm in America. A lot of my stuff is back home in India, so I have a few things which are fun. These are fun. They're old now. These are about 7 or 8 years old Ferragamo shoes, which...
How do you intend to wash these?
You don't. I've never even worn them yet. But they were custom made for me because my foot, the last of my foot, is in their museum in Florence, Italy. So they made these shoes for me, and this custom design for me, and like, I don't know, and it's really trippy when you have a man spend like 2 hours on your foot.
2 hours?
Yeah, because they measured it. It had to have like the last had to look like mine. It sits next to Audrey Hepburn.
What's next, PC? What you got?
Well, I was a little unsure about this one, whether I should, but then your show is called Dirty Laundry, so I said I might as well. So this is a jacket that I literally live in. And
it's a hoodie.
Yeah, and it's my airport jacket, but it belonged to an ex-boyfriend. That's...
Can you still smell him?
God, I hope not. No, now you only smell me.
Why did you keep this jacket?
Things get exchanged, but this one I really, really loved because it's just, I don't know, it kind of became mine.
Right.
It stopped being his, like, after it stayed back at my house once, and then I just kind of wore it.
Did he ever want it back?
He asked for it, and I said no. I was like, no. That's what happens in relationships. Sorry. It's Dolce & Gabbana, and it was just, it's the best thing on airports. And I'm always wearing it.
It's like butter.
It really is, and I'm always wearing it at an airport because it's comfortable. Do
you wear the hoodie
bit? Yeah.
Put it up.
It's got a hoodie.
Oh, rolling with the homies. What next?
Okay, so
I'm greedy.
Because this is my first Birkin.
Baby's first Birkin.
Baby's first Birkin. And I mean, looks poor thing. Just look at what it looks like. It's seen better days.
Why a Birkin?
I think it was just the fact that I could probably afford one.
Yeah, that's it.
That was the milestone.
Having money is a milestone.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come from a lot of money. My parents did the best that they could. They were doctors in the army, and you know, the fact that I reached a point where I could get one for myself, and I didn't need someone else to buy it for me. I think that was the milestone.
With your real life money.
With my own hard-earned money.
So empowering about just being able to choose to buy whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then going like, I did that myself and I earned my own success.
Yes.
She's always so fashionable. We'll have more Dirty Laundry to air only on People Now, so stay tuned.
All mothers struggle. Money hides it. But you can't put a price on a mother's love. Maybe you should wear your hair down. Mom, it's actually your best feature.
So is it just you and your mom? We move around every few months. She hides stuff, just like everybody else.
The first 3 episodes of Hulu's Little Fires Everywhere are streaming now, with a new episode coming this week to keep us entertained in these tough times.
Yeah, when we caught up with the young cast of the show who play the kids of Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon's characters, we also spoke to Jade Pettyjohn about a fun fact. She's now played the daughters of Reese, Nicole Kidman, and Laura Dern. So is it just a coincidence that she's acted as a daughter to the 3 Big Little Lies stars? Watch this.
It's all coincidence. Apparently I've got a Big Little Lies list, and I'm knocking all of them down. Shailene Woodley and Meryl Streep, y'all are next. Yeah, it just happened that way. The first one was Laura. I worked with her on a film recently, and that was incredible. And then the next one after that directly was with Nicole Kidman on Destroyer, and then now Reese. And they're very different individuals, but all of them are like the sweetest, kindest, strongest women ever, and I just thought it was really funny that I got to be able to work with everyone from that show, because it's also one of my favorite shows of all time, so I was also fangirling at that as well. So I was texting Laura when I was doing a table read with Reese for the first time, our first Little Fires thing. I was like, oh, by the way, I'm gonna see Reese and everything, and she's like, oh my God, you're working with her, that's amazing. So I don't think any of them knew who I was or that they were working with each other, I don't even know, but yeah, I think it was just a really awesome, happy, lucky coincidence. Reese and Nicole and Laura are all really incredible, and I think they're all very tight-knit as well, so it was just such a, I mean, the world just gets smaller and smaller, you know what I mean?
We also spoke to the young Little Fires Everywhere cast about the future of their careers, including their dream roles and dream acting co-stars. Take a look.
The power of Little Fires for me was that I was playing a character that is so different from who I am as an individual, and came from a completely different environment, and was raised in with different beliefs and a different mentality, and that was a real challenge for me. And so I definitely want to work with with more people who are passionate about telling stories that haven't been told yet, and I'd like to play characters that are just as complex and flawed and beautiful as the show.
My dream scene partner, I would love to work with Viola Davis next. I mean, she's just so incredible. I would love to be in a project with her, or also Will Smith. Like, he's just so good. I've been so infatuated with his work ever since I can remember, from Fresh Prince to now. Like, he's just so incredible. But also what Jade said, you know, continuing to tell these important stories. And then also I hope that, you know, one day I can start creating, you know, my own content and, you know, start telling my own stories and people who look like me, their stories as well, getting those stories out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my dream has kind of been fulfilled. I mean, working with Reese was my, like, I was like, okay, so I'm gonna do some little things and then I'm gonna work with Reese.
I'd like to be in an action movie.
Yeah.
I've always loved stunt work, and on the last show I did with Prince Peoria, I was always like, please, I'll throw myself over the couch. Let me do it. As far as dream scene partner, Meryl Streep is a pretty obvious choice. And I would lose my mind if I got to work with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to play the Joker. I think that would be a role that would test me so much, because there's so many actors. I mean, the late Heath Ledger is one of my absolute favorites. He's amazing. And also Denzel Washington I'd love to work with. He's one of my favorite actors as well.
All right, make sure to catch the cast in Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. New episodes stream on Wednesdays. All right, coming up tomorrow, the star of Netflix's Unorthodox, Shira Haas, joins us with everything we need to know about that limited series, which tells the story of a young Jewish woman's journey to lead a less traditional life.
Plus, we've got some at-home skincare that you can try, and it's all using ingredients you probably already have in your pantry. I got to put it on my face. I feel so much more fresh already. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.